From chocolate rocks and boulders to a chocolate company with a botanical cactus garden, we are discovering some iconic American chocolate factories. Welcome to Pop Culture Passport, your ultimate guide to quirky and cool destinations across the US. I'm your host, Beth Scalacci, aka the Roman Yeti, here to help you dive into the world of theme parks, uncover film and TV locations, and explore quirky museums, roadside attractions, and legendary venues that capture the heart and soul of this unique country. So grab your pop culture passport and let's discover destinations that resonate with your interest, not just with what's trending on social media. Are you ready? Let's roam! Welcome back. Last week we explored iconic candy factories across the US from Pez to Dum Dum Pops. This week, we're diving into something even more indulgent: chocolate. From bean to bar artisans to legendary brands like Hershey's, these chocolate factories offer amazing tours, rich history, and of course, plenty of samples. Some of them even take chocolate making to the next level with unique flavors, ethical sourcing, and hand on experiences. I can't wait to share these, what I am going to say, must visit chocolate destinations with you because I know they've all been put on my must visit list for sure. But we're going to start in Chicago, Illinois, home to a beloved Midwest chocolate institution, Fannie Mae. If you grew up in the Midwest, chances are you had one of their famous Pixies, mint Meltaways, or Trinidads. These chocolates have been part of family traditions and celebrations for over a century. It all started in 1920 when H. Teller Archibald opened the first Fannie Mae shop in downtown Chicago at 11 North LaSalle Street. His focus was high quality buttercream candies made with premium ingredients. And boy, did people love them. Now, even during World War II, when ingredients like butter and sugar were scarce, Fannie Mae refused to cut corners. They stuck to their original recipes, and it earned the trust and loyalty of their customers. Their dedication paid off, and as the decades passed, Fannie Mae expanded across the Midwest, opening more shops and becoming a household name. Now, in 2017, Ferrero, the global candy powerhouse behind Nutella, Ferrero Rocher, and Kinder Chocolate, well, they acquired Fannie Mae. Now, this has expanded a Chicago favorite into a new era of growth and expanding its reach. Now, let's talk about what their signature chocolates were and are. Um, and if you've never heard of them before, because I hadn't, I'm going to be honest, these are some that we're really supposed to try, and all but one I'm 100% for. There's the Pixies, a delicious combination of caramel, pecans, and chocolate, like a turtle. Sounds like all three things I like, so that I'm definitely on that. Mint Meltaways, which is a refreshing blend of mint and chocolate. So again, great. Now the last one, this is for you coconut fans. Trinidads, which is a dark chocolate truffle covered in toasted coconut coating. I am not a coconut fan. I like the flavor of coconut. I do not like the texture of coconut or how chewy it is. I know it's weird. It's a texture thing. But if you are a fan, definitely try those out. Now, unfortunately, the Fannie Mae Chocolate Factory in Chicago no longer offers public tours. So, Beth, why are you talking about it? Well, good news. If you still want to experience the magic of Fannie Mae, you can visit their factory store in North Canton, Ohio. Now, they offer guided factory tours in North Canton. You can get behind the scenes look at how their chocolates are made, learn about the cocoa cultivation and the chocolate making progress, and of course, enjoy some sweet samples along the way. Tours are offered Monday through Thursday, and reservations are highly recommended. It's, you know, it might not be able to happen in Chicago, but hey, Ohio's great. Go check that out too. Now, if you love rich, bold chocolate with a little texture, our next stop is for you. We're heading to Somerville, Massachusetts, which is home of Taza Chocolate. Taza, I'm going to go with Taza. I apologize ahead of time. A company that's all about keeping chocolate making as authentic and unprocessed as possible. So Taza's story begins with its founder, Alex Whitmore, taking a trip to Mexico, where while he was there, he discovered traditional stone ground chocolate, and it was made using hand carved millstones called molinos. And the texture and intense flavor were completely different from what he was used to, and Alex was hooked. So he was determined to bring this bold, rustic chocolate experience to the US. So he apprenticed in Oaxaca and he learned the craft firsthand. So then in 2005, he and his wife, Kathleen, launched Taza Chocolate right in the space that actually was used as a car wrecking yard in Somerville. Now, their signature style is stone ground chocolate, which means the cacao beans are ground minimally to preserve that natural texture. The result? A bold, slightly gritty chocolate that packs an intense punch of flavor. And they don't shy away from unexpected combinations either. Think chipotle infused dark chocolate, cinnamon spice bars, and coffee blends along with their classic flavors. Now, beyond the flavor, Taza is deeply committed to the ethical cacao sourcing. They use direct trade model, which means that they buy directly from farmers, cutting out the middleman and ensuring growers are getting the fair prices. This sustainability and social responsibility is really at the heart of their mission. So if you want to see this stone ground chocolate magic in action, Taza offers a factory tour at their Somerville location. So they have a tour called Intro to Stone Ground Chocolate, and that's their main tour. It runs Wednesdays through Sundays, and you'll get a quick history lesson, a guided walk through the factory, and best of all, plenty of chocolate samples. You'll even get to see the stone grinders in action, though they can't always guarantee that production will be running at the exact time of your visit. But if you can't make it to Somerville Taza, this is really fun and cool. They have virtual tours and tastings, so they will send you a tasting kit with a variety of chocolates, and then you can join a live online session because I think it's a a Zoom connection. But their chocolate guide will walk you through the flavors and answer any questions. So, it sounds like a nice, fun time at home if you can't make it to Massachusetts right now. So next up, we're going to head back west to Reno, Nevada, and it is home to a candy company with, I would say, a unique story and some seriously fun and different treats. Now, this is Kimmie Candy. Unlike some of the other candy companies that I've covered, Kimmie Candy isn't a century-old institution. Instead, it's a modern success story that proves sometimes opportunity comes in the most unexpected ways. Now, Kimmie Candy's story begins with Joe Dutra, a third generation farmer from Sacramento, California. Now, he wasn't originally in the candy business. In fact, he sort of just stumbled into it. One day, a friend of his had a huge shipment of candy stuck at a port and couldn't sell it. So Joe stepped in and helped move that candy, and in the process became fascinated by the candy industry. He just couldn't walk away after that experience, so he decided to start his own candy company. So in 2000, he launched Kimmie Candy, named after his daughter, Kimberly. The company quickly gained attention for its high quality, colorful, and unique candies. Just a few years later, in 2003, their ChocoRocks won product of the year at what is the equivalent of the Candy Grammys. So that's a huge achievement for such a new company. In 2005, Joe made another big move. He relocated Kimmie's operations from Sacramento to Reno, Nevada, really with a mission to expand, create more American jobs, and keep production in the U.S. Since then, the company has continued to grow, reaching international markets while staying true to its Made in America commitment. Now, if you're not really familiar with Kimmie Candy, they specialize in bright, colorful, and creative confections that put a fun twist on classic chocolate treats. So here's some of their standouts. ChocoRocks. This is by far their most famous product. Now, if you are not familiar with these, you've probably seen these. So they're chocolate pieces coated in a candy shell, and they look like real rocks. They come in different colors and actually are rock types, and they just are make a fun and visually unique treat. I think the first time I had them was several years ago on a cupcake. It was a BB-8 cupcake at Hollywood Studios. And that was my first time I had seen and tried the ChocoRocks. They're so fun. I love them. Definitely check them out if you see them. They also have something called Sunburst, which is a candy-coated sunflower seed in a rainbow of colors. It's a little nutty, a little crunchy. They also have, man, this company is really good with the tongue twisters for me. They have espresso coffee beans. So they have whole espresso beans covered in chocolate and flavored varieties like salted caramel. Definitely for those coffee lovers out there, I love a good chocolate covered coffee bean. And they also have a big brother to, or a big sister to ChocoRocks, is the Choco Boulder, which is like a Choco Rock but bigger. Um, just a little bigger item, I guess, for your Boulder candy needs. I'm not sure. But if you're in Reno or near Reno, Kimmie Candy offers a factory tour that gives you an inside look at how their unique treats were made. Now, unlike some guided tours, Kimmie offers a fully guided experience where you'll be walked through the entire candy making process. The tour guides are knowledgeable and they'll share insights both into the candy industry and Kimmie's unexpected journey from farm to factory. So you can also see the making process, learn the history, and it just seems like a really fun, informative, and delicious experience. So if you're in the area, I would definitely add this to my list for sure. Our next stop takes us to Nashville, Tennessee, where Southern tradition meets artisan chocolate at Olive and Sinclair Chocolate Company. If you love small batch, handcrafted treats with a bit of Southern flair, this is your place. Like many great things, Olive and Sinclair started with a passion project. Founder Scott Withrow wanted to create a chocolate that reflected Southern traditions and ingredients. So in 2007, he began experimenting in his kitchen. But he wasn't just looking for great flavor. Oh no, he wanted a chocolate making process that felt as authentic as the South itself. He was inspired by stone ground grits, and so he decided to use a 100-year-old stone mill from Spain to grind his cacao beans, creating a rustic texture and bold, intense flavor, unlike our smooth processed chocolates. A lot like Taza chocolates, actually. Now, their approach to chocolate making is anything but ordinary, and here's some of their standout treats. Now, their signature product is their stone ground chocolate bars. Now, they do everything from classic dark chocolate to Mexican style cinnamon chili, and even a candied lemon with sea salt. And they also have duck fat caramels. Yes, you heard that right. They use duck fat in their caramels, and it adds a richness and depth of flavor that has earned these caramels a cult following. Now, if you're not a duck fat fan and it's not your thing, they also have other caramels with some very unusual flavors like sea salt and vinegar, and even a ghost pepper for those who like probably a lot of heat with ghost peppers. They have a brittle, which is apparently far from basic. They infuse it with bourbon, smoked nibs, and other Southern inspired flavors. And they also have some chocolate Mexicano disc, and these are perfect for just, nibbling on or making authentic Mexican hot chocolate. So if you want to experience the art of stone ground chocolate up close, be sure to check out their factory tour in East Nashville. The guides will walk you through the history of chocolate, the science of tempering, and how different cacao beans impact flavor. They also are going to highlight Olive and Sinclair's commitment to ethical sourcing and local collaborations. Now, of course, what's a chocolate tour without samples? They're going to start you with cacao nibs in their raw form and then taste the chocolate as it develops at different stages of production. By the end, you're going to be able to enjoy some finished products. Now, another cool thing is the factory is housed in a beautiful historic building in East Nashville. And the building was once a grocery store in the late 1800s and later became part of Archway Cookie Company. Pretty cool, huh? I love how, history just sort of goes with these buildings and these places. So now we're going to head back to Nevada. I sort of have us whiplashing here, sorry. But this time we're heading to Henderson, Nevada, which is just outside of Vegas. And we're going to visit a chocolate factory with what I think is a very fascinating backstory. This is Ethel M. Chocolates. Now, this isn't just another candy company. This is a place where family legacy, tradition, and craftsmanship has come together to create some of the finest small batch chocolates in the country. So, Ethel M. Chocolates was founded in 1981 by Forrest Mars Sr. Yes, that Forrest Mars, the man behind M&M's, Milky Way, Snickers, and so many of our favorite chocolates. So yes, in Ethel M, the M stands for Mars. I was blown away when I learned this. But this wasn't just another business venture. This was personal for him. So Forrest named the company after his mom, Ethel Mars, as a tribute to her passion for handcrafted, preservative-free chocolates. Now, after he retired from running Mars, you would think he would want to relax, but no, he found himself restless and wanted to return to small batch, high quality chocolate making, just like his mom had taught him. So he chose Henderson, Nevada as the home for Ethel M. Chocolates for a few unique reasons. The desert climate helped keep chocolates fresh since they didn't contain any preservatives, and the area's clean air was important because chocolate absorbs odors. And thanks to Nevada's more relaxed liquor laws, he could produce liquor-filled chocolates, which was a signature treat for the company in the early days. And because Forrest didn't do anything halfway, he also built a 3-acre botanical cactus garden next to the factory. So what sort of started as a small side project is now one of Nevada's largest botanical gardens, making Ethel M. Chocolates an experience that goes far beyond chocolate. So Ethel M. Chocolates is all about quality ingredients and time-honored recipes. And some of the standout treats include satin creams, which is a smooth, creamy center coated in rich chocolate. Popular flavors include dark chocolate, lemon, and raspberry. They also have caramels that are made in copper kettles. They have chocolate gems, which are individually wrapped chocolate with delicious fillings like milk chocolate, macadamia, and dark chocolate coconut. Cherry cordials, the liquid cherry center wrapped in chocolate, like nostalgic favorite. I mean, talk about bringing childhood back to me. And the liquor chocolates, a nod to the early days when they were making those, but they're not quite as prominent as they once were. Now, Ethel M. also offers more than just a chocolate shop. It's a full experience perfect for chocolate lovers, families, and even couples looking for a unique date idea. While there's no guided tour, it has a viewing aisle where you can watch chocolatiers in action. You'll see them tempering chocolate, making fillings, hand packing chocolates, all while the air is just apparently filled with the sweet smell of cocoa. And if you want to learn how to taste chocolate like a pro, they offer interactive tastings. And for those of us that are 21 and over, they offer a chocolate and wine pairing experience, which sounds like a lot of fun. But to me, the most intriguing part of this place is the botanical cactus garden. So it's right next to the factory, and it's Nevada's largest cactus garden, spanning 3 acres and featuring over 300 species of desert plants. It's free to explore and provides a unique contrast to the indulgence of chocolate. The garden is especially magical during the holiday season when it's transformed into a winter wonderland with over 1 million twinkling lights. And for Valentine's, they host a Lights of Love romantic evening featuring chocolate dipped strawberries and candlelit strolls. So I don't know, this place just sounds magical. And I have not been to Vegas yet, but if I make it to Vegas, I'm definitely heading out to check out FLM. But you know, it sounds magical. But they also have a flagship store, which apparently has a garden cafe, cactus garden cafe, baked goods, hot chocolate, milkshakes. So you can just eat, drink, stroll your day away. It sounds like a delightful time. So to wrap up this chocolate factory discussion, I mean, we had to talk about Hershey's, right? So I'm going to wrap up in Hershey's because this is the only location I have actually visited. And I have visited this a lot. Like I said before, I grew up sort of near Hershey, and we made many trips to Chocolate World, both as a family, as field trips, and it has changed so much over the year. So it's the home to one of the most, if not the most, iconic chocolate brands in the world. Whether you like the chocolate or not, it is worldwide known. Um, but they offer not a tour of their factory, they offer you Chocolate World. And it it's a good time. Now, the history of chocolate, Hershey's chocolate, sorry, is a classic American success story, one built on innovation, perseverance, and of course, a whole lot of chocolate. It all started with Milton Hershey, born in 1857. And he didn't have a formal education, but he had a sharp business mind and a passion for confectionery. And after an apprenticeship with a candy maker, he went on to launch his own business. So at first, Milton Hershey found success with the Lancaster Caramel Company, which he founded in 1886. But his real obsession was chocolate. He saw its potential, and in 1900 made a bold move, selling his caramel company to focus solely on chocolate. His big breakthrough came when he perfected a way to mass produce milk chocolate, making it affordable and accessible to everyday Americans. His state of the art chocolate factory in Hershey wasn't just about making candy, it was about in building an entire community. Milton Hershey founded the town of Hershey as a model community for his workers, complete with affordable housing, schools, park, and even a trolley system. He believed in taking care of his employees and creating an environment where people could thrive. And then came the chocolate that changed everything. The original bar, the Hershey's Milk Chocolate Bar, was born in 1900. Now, a few other classics from Hershey are the Hershey Kiss in 1907, um, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, which became part of Hershey's in 1963. There's Kit Kat bars, York Peppermint Patties, Almond Joy, Whoppers. Um, growing up, loved the whatchamacallit. I love the Take 5 before they changed it to peanut butter. It used to be a caramel one. Oh, so good. But also during World War II, Hershey's played a role in soldier rations. They produced special chocolate bars for the military. And this was just a testament of how deeply entwined Hershey is with American history. Now, today, Hershey, as we know, is a global brand, but its heart is still in Hershey. And this is what you can go check it all out. Hershey's Chocolate World. Man, I'm stumbling today. I apologize. Hershey's Chocolate World is just an experience designed to entertain, educate, and of course, satisfy your sweet tooth. There's a chocolate tour. It's sort of a whimsical ride that takes you through the chocolate making process, from cocoa bean and to product. Think of a Disney dark ride, but with the story of chocolate making, and you get free samples of chocolate at the end. This thing has changed so much since I was a kid, but I still remember riding through it and smelling like the chocolate as you entered some rooms. And then there would be the roasting room, and you would feel the warmth of the lamps. I don't know, maybe this is where I got my love of dark rides and Disney started. It's hard to tell. It could be that. But there are definitely things that are there now that weren't when I was a kid. You can create your own candy bar now. You can stuff a Reese's peanut butter cups to make, basically you're making your own 1 pound version of a loaded Reese's peanut butter cup. They have character meet and greets. They have a trolley ride through Hershey. So if you're a chocolate lover, a history buff, or just looking for some fun, Hershey Chocolate World is definitely a must visit. Now, the cool thing about it is it's right next to Hershey Park. It's right in the middle of the action. So you can definitely, make a full day of it, make a couple day of it. It's a fun experience for sure. Now, I have to say that the Botanical Cactus Garden at FLM Chocolate, if you didn't already guess, is at the top of my one to visit list. I love that each of these chocolate factories just has something different to offer, a different strength, different flavors. I think it's so interesting. Now, which one of these from both episodes are you adding to your to visit list? Let me know. I want to hear. I also heard from a few of you last week that ones you've been to, so please let me know that too. I love hearing about these places and getting more details. So on this week's Yeti's Pop Picks, Saturday Night Live is celebrating their 50th anniversary, and this past weekend they had a 3-hour special. Now, we missed it live, but we did watch it on Peacock last night. I haven't laughed that hard in a long time, and it felt so good to laugh that hard. So many old characters that we love, so many stars. It felt like an award show. Meryl Streep made her first ever appearance on Saturday Night Live. It was just a nostalgic good time. So if you haven't seen it and you do have Peacock, add it to your to watch list. It was a lot of fun, and I think you'll enjoy it. Also, please don't forget to go to the Roaming Yeti site and subscribe to the newsletter, the Yeti Chronicles. I'm going to deliver that Roaming Yeti bingo card to your inbox, and you can use those squares to, help you start planning that summer and spring roaming that we're all getting ready for, right? We're at the end of this winter. We want some good weather. Let's get planning our roaming. And with that, we add another stamp to our pop culture passport, and I hope that this episode inspires you to get out and explore all that is quirky and cool, even in your own backyard. Follow, download, and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. Tell a friend and leave a review if you like what we're doing. It really helps the show to grow. You can also follow me on Instagram or Facebook. Just search for The Roaming Yeti. Keep roaming and finding your fun.